tanker na empty Princess Empress. Pero hindi na lang kabuhayan ng apektado, kundi pati raw ang kalikasan. 26 na marine protected areas na kasi sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Oriental Mindoro ang tinamaan ng tumagas na langis. Sa tala ng Coast Guard, pinakamalala ang epekto sa bayan ng Pola, kung saan kumapit ang langis sa 10-kilometer stretch ng shoreline. Ang problema, hindi pa rin matukoy kung ano ang naging dahilan ng oil spill at kung saan ito eksaktong nangyari.
Wala pa talagang klarong informasyon as to the location kung saan talaga lumubog yung barko. And ang nakakalungkot dito, medyo mas malawak na yung naabot ng oil spill. Pag ito umabot pa hanggang Bulalakaw, ito na yung ating mga tourism areas na inaasahan natin na ngayong summer season ay makakabawi sa pandemya natin. Kaya nga patuloy ang pag-apila natin sa national government na madaliin ang pag-recover dito sa barkong ito para hindi na kumalat ang langis na ito.
Nababahala ang mga otoridad na posibleng kumalat pa raw ito sa ibang probinsya kabilang ang Marinduque. Pero aminado sila na hindi madali ang retrieval operations dahil na rin daw sa sama ng panahon.
Napakalakas ng amihan pa rin. Kaya yung ating mga barko na dapat ay katulong, barko ng Coast Guard, barko ng iba't ibang mga vessels na pwede sanang mag-intervene, ay hindi makapenetrate kasi sa sobrang lakas ng alon.
Ang gagawin po namin is a scientific analysis kung paano ba pwedeng kumalat siya at kung paano ba pwedeng i-prevent yung further impact dito sa mga systems natin, pati pa sa mga livelihoods dito natin.
Naghahanda rin naman daw ang mga otoridad sakaling umabot pa sa worst case scenario. Ayon pa sa kanila, magpapadala rin ng mga barko mula sa mapping agency na NAMRIA para makatulong sa paghahanap ng nawawalang barko. At yan muna mula rito sa Palo Oriental, Mindoro. Balik sa iyo, Pia.
Carrie Cator, nag-uulat mula Pola Oriental, Mindoro. Naglabas na ng pahayag ang may-ari ng oil tanker, nangako ang RDC Railed Marine Services Incorporated na tutulong sa mga otoridad para mapigilan ang paglawak ng oil spill sa Oriental Mindoro. Nakikipag-ugnay na rin ang kumpanya sa mga apektadong komunidad na tumagas na langis. Tulad ng nabanggit, may 10 syudad at munisipalidad na sa Oriental Mindoro ang apektado ng oil spill. Ito ay ang Calapan City, Nauhan, Pola, Pinamalayan, Gloria, Bansud, Bongabong, Rojas, Mansalay at Bulalakaw. Nababahala ang mga otoridad na posibleng kumalat pa raw ito sa ibang probinsya, kabilang ang Marinduque, Romblon at ang hilagang bahagi ng Aklan sa Panay Island kung saan naroon ang sikat na tourist island ang Boracay. Sa nakalipas na higit 2 dekada, nakapagtala na ng halos 500 insidente ng oil spill sa bansa. 14 dito ang tinuturing na major incidents dahil umabot ang oil spill sa higit 10,000 litro. Base ito sa datos ng Coast Guard at National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council at media reports. Ang paglubog ng tanker Solar One ng Petron Corporation noong August 11, 2006 ang itinuturing pa rin na pinakamalaking oil spill sa kasaysayan ng bansa. Higit 2 milyong litro ng langis ang tumagas mula sa tanker nang magkaproblema ito sa gitna ng Guimaras Strait. 2 sa 20 crew member ang hindi na natagpuan. Nasa 125 kilometro ng shoreline ang nakontaminate. Naapektuhan din ang mangroves at small-scale fisheries sa Guimaras Island. Ibinasura ng mga prosecutor ang reklamong obstruction of justice laban sa ama ng isa sa mga fraternity member na sangkot umano sa pagkamatay ng isang Adamson University student. Inaresto ang ama dahil sa kanya nakapangalan ng kotse kung saan isinakay ang katawan ni John Matthew Salilig na pinaniniwalaang nasawi dahil sa hazing. Ayon sa isang witness, ginamit ang sasakyan para dalhin si Salilig mula Binyan, Laguna, papuntang Imus, Cavite matapos ang initiation rites. Dagdag pa ng witness, sa kotse na mismo namatay si Salilig. Ayon kay Justice Department spokesperson Miko Clavano, nabasura ang reklamo dahil sa lack of probable cause with reasonable certainty of conviction dahil dito makakalaya ang ama. Samantala, isa pang fraternity member ang sumuko sa mga otoridad, Ani Clavano, sasailalim din ito sa inquest proceedings ngayong araw o bukas. 7 na sa 15 respondents sa kaso ang nasa kustodiya ng mga pulis. Tinuturing na ring persons of interest ang dalawang kasama ni Salilig sa initiation rights ng Tau Gamma Phi Fraternity na nanawagan ang Binyan Laguna PNP sa dalawa na sumuko na para hindi sila masama sa listahan ng mga suspect. Baka raw kasi mabigyan sila ng warrant of arrest kung lumitaw lang sila kapag gumulong na ang kaso. Base sa investigasyon at sa nakalap na ebidensya ng Binyan PNP, bakas ang pagpapahirap kay Salilig.
Na-observe natin doon yung mga blood stains and then other presence of like yung cigarettes and yung yung patak ng mga candle. Kasi according dun sa ating isang complainant na survivor nga nung initiation, na pinapatakan siya ng kandila sa likod. Dun sa ating witness, ito ay sinunog na daw.
Samantala, ililibing na bukas si John Matthew Salilig ayon sa Facebook post ng kanyang ama, sabay ang interment ng Adamson University Chemical Engineering student sa kanyang lolo na namatay lang nitong February 22. Bago ang libing, magkakaroon ng misa alas 9 ng umaga sa Metropolitan Immaculate Conception Cathedral sa Zamboanga City. Kaugnay ng balitang yan, makakausap natin si Jewel Lord Peralta, ang Grand Triskelion, I hope I pronounced that correctly, sir, ng Tau Gamma Phi Global. Dati rin siyang president ng University of the Philippines Triskelions Alumni Incorporated. Good evening, sir. Did I pronounce that correctly? Triskelions?
Yeah, good evening to everything.
Okay. So, well, sir, let's begin with this. Tau Gamma fraternity, so you are a graduate also of Adamson University, correct? No.
I'm a graduate of the University of the Philippines,
Okay.
where
So
the first chapter was
okay, so this is
the
a
mother chapter.
so this is a fraternity that has chapters in different schools.
Not only in different schools, including communities, PIA,
Okay.
not only in the Philippines, but also worldwide. That's why we formed this structure called Tau Gamma Phi Global.
Okay. So
We'll get to that
chapters in which which schools in the Philippines, sir? Which colleges and universities?
Almost every school, PIA.
Almost every school.
When in the 70s, when I was a student, we were probably about 15 to 20 and only in Metro Manila, but we're all over the Philippines. Now, for example, in UP, it's not only UP Diliman or UP Manila, it's also UP Los Baños, UP Clark, UP Baguio, UP Tacloban. So that's only within the UP system. There's, for example, in Zamboanga City, there's Western Mindanao State University, there's Mindanao State Siliman, there's MSU, and of course, within the university belt, I would think almost all universities have a chapter.
All right, sir. How much control do you have over your different chapters, or you have no
That's
control?
the dilemma that we have.
Dilemma.
The challenge that we have. Thank you for answering that question. Kasi when the fraternity was first created in UP, there was no thought about creating chapters outside, and then chapters started to be started by those who came from UP. They moved to other universities within UPEL, and they started the chapters. And the philosophy was these chapters are all autonomous. In fact, yung motto ng aming Triskelions alumni in UP is primus inter pares, first among equals. First in terms of chronological age, and then but equal amongst all chapters.
So you have autonomous chapters, meaning all these chapters can do whatever they want, including in initiation rites.
Well, we have when in the 70s. Well, firstly, siguro ngayon up to now, what we strictly enforce are our tenets and code of conduct. But that's those are very high level tenets, beliefs, and behaviors that are kind of high level.
Okay.
We did pass on our initiation rites to the new chapters, but then it had a life of its own. For example, I will tell you, certain chapters started putting a mark on their chests, burning a mark on their chests, which UP does not have, and UP discourages. But that there are many things na ano kasi when you think about the fraternity, we try to be equals and try to have consensus about things. University of the Philippines is now just one chapter.
Which particular chapter has those marks on the chest?
In University Belt, Adamson would have.
Adamson, okay. Yeah.
USC, you know.
Sir, when you say life of its own, that sounds a little bit concerning. In other words, for example, initiation rites. I was about to ask you if you have rules that are in black and white to govern these initiation rites. But like you said a while ago, things have taken a life of its own. So, pati yung initiation rites, para bang bahala na kayong lahat kung anong gusto niyong gawin. Is that what's happening, sir?
Obviously, the tenets and code of conduct prevent a lot of things from happening in terms of physical harm. And there have been a lot of violations. So one of our concerns is our ability to enforce. Okay. So with regard to the initiation that was brought down, a lot of additions have been made, and there have been some chapters that have made their own. And just to go back a bit in history, fraternities have always traditionally done hazing, and it was only in 1995 where it was really outlawed. And as a reaction to that, University of the Philippines went into what we call the no contact policy. That was back in '95, and there were still hazing that were happening. So we more actively tried to propagate that throughout the entire fraternity. And in 2015, we came out with that policy and joined other chapters to participate with us.
The policy, the no contact policy, sir. The no contact policy.
That's understood. Correct.
Does Adamson...
That's also in adherence to RA. You're going to ask, is Adamson part of
Yes, does Adamson...
So we had a conference in 2015. Yeah, we had a conference in 2015, and there were 33 chapters that were present. Unfortunately, Adamson did not want to participate.
Oh, did not want to participate. In other words, as far as they're concerned, pwedeng may contact.
They were not going to comply with the no contact policy.
Okay. Have you ever had any, you have never had any deaths in initiation rites of Tau Gamma?
No, we have had many fraternity, but in the University of the Philippines, which is turning 55 this year, we have never had any hazing deaths.
Okay. Sir, do you know the suspects? Or,
not
because...
personally, we know them. We know their names. You have become familiar with their names. You never knew them before. That's how large and autonomous the fraternity is.
Yeah.
But we are familiar with certain. We know some brads from Adamson. I know brads from my generation in the 70s, and we contacted them.
Okay.
In fact, when there was an appeal that came out looking for the John Matthew. There was a lot of contact going into Adamson, asking about, what they know.
Okay.
We weren't getting.
But like you said a while ago, 2015, when you had that conference about a no contact policy, Adamson declined to attend and to comply with that. Does Tau Gamma, the fraternity, have the authority to discipline its members? Kahit na sa ibang chapter, or is this, like you said, everything takes a life of its own, everybody, autonomous chapters all around?
Perhaps the most direct answer would be to say no. We would go to the chapter of the erring member and have him disciplined by that chapter. For one thing, one of our practices is, and one of our policies is, expulsion can only be done by the member's root chapter. And we have found that to be inadequate. And so the other thing, come about 2018, we have a new Republic Act, 11053, which is more strict than 8049 of 1995. We decided that the process that we had introduced back in 1995 was no longer sufficient to fulfill the law. So we came up with what we call NCP2 or SIP, standard acceptance process.
Okay.
But also the lesson from the past, where there was compliance was voluntary, and we decided that we needed to be able to have more control of the
Oo.
fraternity.
Oo. Sir, would
So
you...
that's when in 2019 we put together Tau Gamma Phi Global.
Would you say, because a while ago, like you said, no, you described the chapters as autonomous, and then you said taken a life of its own. Would you say that yung Tau Gamma Phi Global has is may pananagutan for this particular hazing incident? Yes or no, sir? Because I need to move on to the next question. No.
No.
Just the Adamson
because,
chapter.
again, Adamson has not joined PGP Global.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Here's where we're coming from. We're coming from having autonomous chapters. So we
Okay.
can't just at this point suddenly impose upon them. So we
Okay.
need to sell the idea. And we've gotten headway in so many chapters, but
Okay.
Adamson at the start, which
Yes.
is very
Yes.
much controlled by
Oo.
alumni,
Oo.
refused.
Yes, well, what we're also trying to do, sir, is to get in touch with your Adamson chapter because we want to ask them how this is possible that they are not complying with the no contact policy. But also, may balita we have reports that 7 out of 15 of the suspects are already in police custody. So meron pa ring at large. Is there an effort, an overall full court press effort from the entire Tau Gamma Phi fraternity to get these young men into the custody of the police?
Yes, we have communicated to our chapters and to those chapters that are part of, specifically those chapters that are part of Global, to help find these guys, to provide support to the Adamson University because in the front line is Adamson University. They know these members. They know where they they know where they live. They know where they go. They have personal relationships, and so it's a matter of giving support to Adamson University to. In terms of their decision to firstly suspend these members and then to expel them if found guilty, which we believe they are, but we're giving it to Adamson to be in the front line. And so all we can do is give our support in whatever way to have them surrender and subject themselves to the justice system.
Nakakabahala nga lang ito, no? Autonomous, and then Adamson not complying pala with the no contact policy, and then like you said a while ago, autonomous chapters and so many things have taken a life of its own. Jeweler Peralta, sir, maraming salamat. The Grand Triskelion of the Tau Gamma Phi Global. Thank you, sir, for joining us this evening. Susunod, tigil pasada tuloy sa susunod na linggo, pero mga operator-driver, hati ang opinyon kung sasama rito. At ang part 2 ng panayam ng CNN Philippines sa Pinoy content creator na si Bretman Rock, magbabalik ang News Night.
RPN DXKP Pagadian. Ang inyong Radyo Ronda. RPN. RPN. Radio Philippines Network. Radio Philippines Network. Live to the world. Pinaagi sa FB page. Karon, mag-download na. Pinaagi sa Google Play o Apple Store, YouTube o Twitter. Alang sa mas kipakuskan ng mga balita, komentaryo, kasayuran o kalingawan. Ang mas kipakuskan ng inyong Radyo Ronda. Member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ito ang Newsnight sa CNN Philippines, tuloy ang nationwide transport strike na ikinasa ng grupong Manibela sa susunod na linggo bilang pagtutol sa jeepney phase-out, pero hindi lahat ng driver at operator desididong sumama sa protesta. May ulat ang aming senior correspondent George Cahiles.
Hati ang mga driver at operator sa ikinakasang transport strike ng grupong Manibela sa susunod na linggo. Sa mga nakapanayam ng CNN Philippines, sa bawat 10, 4 ang sasali sa strike, 3 ang hindi at 3 rin ang sumagot ng depende sa magiging pasya ng liderato ng kanilang mga asosasyon. Ang mga nakapanayam namin ay mga driver at operator ng jeep na bumabagtas sa mga lungsod ng Pasay, Makati, Maynila, Mandaluyong, Pateros, Pasig, Marikina at Quezon City. Random ang ginawang pagtatanong at hindi ito representative ng kabuuang bilang ng mga driver at operator sa Metro Manila. Para sa mga sasali sa Tigil Pasada, mahalaga raw para sa kanilang maiparinig ang kanilang pagtutol sa pag-phase out sa tradisyonal na jeepney dahil kabuhayan raw nila ang nakataya.
Ilang taon ko po yung binuno para lang magkaroon ako ng sarili para sa pamilya ko. 4 po yung nag-aaral ko, ang anak. Nakabukod po doon, may kinuha kang totoo nga po kung may kinuha na akong bahay na hulugan para din sa mag-iina ko. Paano ko nahuhulugan ngayon yung kung mawawalan ako ng jeep?
Bagamat walang kikitain, konting sakripisyo lang daw ito kumpara sa posibleng mawala sa kanila kung hindi sila pakikinggan ng pamahalaan. Anila, sana'y ipatupad ang sinasabi ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na payagan ng mga traditional jeep na makabiyahe basta't nakakasunod sa panuntunan at maganda ang maintenance dito.
Minamahal po namin mga pasahero, pasensya na po at para po sa atin din po itong pinaglalaban po namin upang hindi kayo mawalan ng sasakyan.
Ang mga hindi naman sasali sa welga, masaya na raw sa pinalawig na deadline para pumaloob sa modernization program ng pamahalaan. Mula June 30, ginawa ng December 31, 2023 ang deadline para makapag-consolidate ang mga jeepney at UV Express operators at bumuo ng sarili nilang kooperatiba.
Tuloy lang yung biyahe namin. Gawa lang umatin siya ng meeting nung nakaraan. May maganda naman daw usapin. Parte dito sa modernization program. Hindi naman na itutuloy muna yung phase out eh. Karang na-postpone, hindi na lang kami sasama para kahit pa paano may masakyan yung mga pasahero, mga estudyante.
Ang mga hindi pa desidido kung sasama o hindi sa Tigil Pasada, maghihintay raw ng desisyon ng kanilang samahan hanggang ngayong weekend. Kung wala pang desisyon, babiyahe raw sila sa Lunes. Pero kung haharangin at papakiusapan ng mga magwewelga, makikisama naman daw sila dahil ang ipinaglalaban ng mga ito ay para rin sa kanila.
Basta maraming maapektuhan pagka huminto. Unang-una, yung kita ko, wala akong kikitain, walang pambili ng pagkain.
Pero sa huli, ang importante raw ay mapakinggan at maunawaan ng pamahalaan ng kanilang kalagayan, maging sa forma man ito ng dialogo o welga. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
Sa balitang abroad, sumiklab ang galit sa Greece dahil sa pagpapabaya umano sa railway safety doon, kasunod niya ng pag-akyat ng death toll sa 57 dahil sa salpukan ng 2 tren sa Thessaly, Greece noong Martes. Dumagsa ang mga nagpoprotesta sa Athens, ang kabisera ng Greece, sa gitna ng pagbibitiw sa pwesto ng Greek Transport Minister na nanatili sa ospital ang 48 sugatan, 6 sa kanila ang nasa kritikal na kondisyon. Inaresto na rin ang train station manager sa siyudad ng Larissa, lumabas sa isang audio recording na inutusan niya ang train driver na huwag sundin ang red light signal. Nahaharap ang station manager sa reklamong mass deaths through negligence. Umamin siyang nagkamali siya sa kanyang instruction. Martes nang magsalpukan ng isang passenger train na may sakay na 350 katao at isang freight train. Ito ang itinuturing na isa sa pinakamalalang train crashes sa Greece nitong mga nakaraang taon. Walang tigil ang search and rescue operation sa crash site. Nagsasagawa na ng investigasyon sa insidente. Abangan habang narito sa bansa ang social media sensation, kinamusta ng CNN Philippines entertainment anchor na si Sam Sadwani, si Bretman Rock, pati na rin ang marami niyang alagang manok.
I have chickens, I have 44 of them. But if my HOA is watching, I only have 20. If there's something I was put in this world for besides entertaining, I would say to take care of things, not people. I hate people. I love taking care of pets and plants.
Maaaring magkaroon na ng joint maritime patrols ang Pilipinas at Estados Unidos sa West Philippine Sea ngayong taon. Ang detalye ukol sa exclusive interview ng CNN Philippines kay Philippine Ambassador to the US, Jose Manuel Romualdez, susunod sa Newsnight.
RPN DXKP Pagadian. Ang inyong Radyo Ronda. RPN. RPN. Radio Philippines Network. Radio Philippines Network. Live to the world. Pinaagi sa FB page. Karon, mag-download na. Pinaagi sa Google Play o Apple Store, YouTube o Twitter. Alang sa mas kipakuskan ng mga balita, komentaryo, kasayuran o kalingawan. Ang mas kipakuskan nga inyong Radyo Ronda. Member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ito ang Newsnight sa CNN Philippines. Ako si Pio Ontiveros. Balikan natin ang pinakamalaking balita ngayong araw. Isinailalim na sa state of calamity ang bayan ng Pola sa Oriental Mindoro dahil sa kumakalat na oil spill mula sa lumubog na tanker. Kinumpirma yan ni Mayor Jennifer Cruz. Isinusulong din na gumawa ng kaparehas ng deklarasyon sa buong probinsya. Sa kasalukuyan, apektado na ang mga mangingisda dahil hindi sila pinapayagang pumalaot.
Talagang malaki pong hirap namin ngayon at sa dagat lang kami naasa. Wala pong magagawa na kami. Kaya kami natulong-tulong na po para matapos baga kung kayang tapusin para makapangisda na ulit po. Hindi na lang kabuhayan ang apektado, may epekto na rin ito sa kalikasan. 26 na marine protected areas na sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Oriental Mindoro ang tinamaan ng tumagas na langis. Ang problema, hindi pa rin matukoy kung ano ang naging dahilan ng oil spill at kung saan ito eksaktong nangyari. Nababahala ang otoridad na posibleng kumalat pa raw ito sa ibang probinsya kabilang ang Marinduque. Para mas maintindihan natin ang nangyayari, kausapin natin ang isang Associate Professor ng Marine Science Institute ng University of the Philippines, Irene Rodriguez. Professor Irene, magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Well, ma'am, let's begin po with this. No? We have 26 marine protected areas that are affected. Ano po ang ibig sabihin nun? How will that, what kind of impact will we see doon sa marine protected areas? And how will that impact people?
Okay, so the marine protected areas, these are composed of ecosystems such as mangroves, corals, and seagrass beds. These are very important habitats for fish and other marine organisms. And also, this serves as a place for them to grow their juveniles as well as a source of their food. Kung maapektuhan ng oil spill yung mga ganitong ecosystems, maapektuhan yung sources ng isda para sa ating mga mangingisda at of course, that's the source of our food. And more than that, the mangroves, for example, are very important. Mangroves and seagrasses are very important in
Protecting, no?
carbon sequestration. So yung pag-control ng climate, sila ay very important part of our marine environment.
And at the same time, also mangroves protect islands and land from severe weather disturbances, for example. Hindi po ba, ma'am?
Yes po. Yan ang isa sa mga pinaka-importanting ecosystem services that we get not just from mangroves but also our coral reefs and our seagrass ecosystems.
Well, ma'am, nakikita po ninyo yung video na pinapakita po namin ngayon na ini-air po namin, video and pictures from the Coast Guard and from the DNR of the oil slick and the affected areas. How bad does this look to you? Ma'am? Naku, nag-freeze ata yung...
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Nawala po yata ako. I missed the question. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, we're showing video from the Coast Guard right now going through the yung oil affected areas sa mga beach. Halimbawa, at the same time, may pictures from the DNR of what it looks like. How bad does this look to you?
Okay, so the presence of oil slick and this black oil in the coastal environment represents severe instances na nagkukumpol na yung oil, and then it covers the sand, kung sandy beaches. And in cases where organisms are laying their eggs or the juveniles, syempre, this will lead to immediate death. Okay. So, ito sana yung kailangang matugunan agad at matanggal agad sa ating mga coastal areas. The easiest possible solution to this is yung manual na removal using cloth or feathers, yung mga ginawa sa Guimaras na oil spill a few years ago. We can already put them into action. So kung ma-mobilize na agad yung coastal communities to participate in the clean-up,
Okay.
mas makakabuti yon.
Pero ang napakalaking trabaho niyan, ma'am, Professor, hindi po ba? Manual removal. But that is the only way to go, in other words. Pero ang problema is yung nasa tubig, because you can see the oil slick on the surface, no? But what happens if it pag bumababa siya?
So majority of the oil spill will remain on the surface of the water. So in that case, what can be done is to have booms to control the flow of the oil to other areas. And also, meron tayong pwedeng gamitin ng mga dispersants. So merong mga companies that they are offering these kinds of services. And other than these, we can also use skimmers. So may mga ships, vessels na they are equipped to yung parang higupin yung oil on the surface of the water, and then i-concentrate siya, and then it can be processed on land.
Professor Irene, meron ding mga worries and fears na baka umabot ito Marinduque or even the northern portion of Aklan where Boracay is, for example. And I mean, ang daming mga fears na sinasabi ngayon, no, na ganun ang mangyayari. How possible is that scenario?
Okay, so kung yung direction ng oil spill will be dictated by prevailing wind and current, yung ocean current, kung saan yung flow nun. So ang mga kasamahan natin na siyentista ay gumagawa na. They are making the models and predicting where the flow of the oil slick or oil spill will be in the next days. Okay? So hintayin po natin ang pag-aaral, ang resulta ng pag-aaral, ng modeling studies that they are currently doing.
Siguro asa na lang po tayo na ma-contain na lang doon, hopefully, no?
Yes
at
po, that's
hindi na kumalat?
that's the best scenario if we can if we can pinpoint and then contain the oil spill from nearest to the source, and then we can manage whatever reach the coastal environments already, and then siguro po at this point what we can do is inform the coastal communities that may be affected by this oil spill to prepare ahead of time, and then ano na rin po, yung mga dependent on the sea for their livelihood, kailangan na maghanda para sa mga susunod na linggo.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo, Associate Professor Irene Rodriguez ng Marine Science Institute ng University of the Philippines. Posibleng magsimula ngayong taon ang Joint Maritime Patrol sa pagitan ng Pilipinas at Estados Unidos sa West Philippine Sea. Ayon yan kay Philippine Ambassador to the United States, Jose Manuel Babe Romualdez. May apela rin si Romualdez sa mga senador na tutol sa karagdagang locations para sa Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement o EDCA. Magulat si Tristan Odalo, exclusive.
Sa gitna ng patuloy na tensyon sa West Philippine Sea, hindi lang isa kundi 3 bansa ang posibleng makasama ng Pilipinas sa pagsasagawa ng joint patrols. Sa eksklusibong panayam ng CNN Philippines kay Philippine Ambassador to the United States, Jose Manuel Babe Romualdez, sinabi niyang umuusad na ang pag-uusap pagdating sa combined maritime exercises at posible aniya itong mangyari ngayong taon.
Well, I would think so. I would think so. Alam mo, we've had this agreement anyway from way back. This is part of our agreement as far as the EDCA and the VFA is concerned. So, this joint maritime patrols or joint maritime exercises is part and parcel of that one. And since we have other countries that are interested into joining these agreements like Japan and Australia.
Ambassador, could you elaborate more on this idea or at least on this possibility of a joint patrol or joint maritime exercise, not only with the US but also with Australia and Japan?
There has been a positive response from our side at least, because when we announced that we wanted to do a joint maritime exercises or patrol with the United States, I think Japan has indicated that they're interested to see how they can also be part of that. Australia is considering this as part of, again, a overall security of the area and the region, which they're very open to. So, nandiyan na yan. I mean, in other words, the quad patrol.
Pero giit ni Romualdez, wala silang pinupuntiryang bansa sa pagsasagawa ng joint maritime patrols.
Not necessarily to direct it towards any country, but the basic purpose of this whole maritime patrol or maritime exercises is to maintain peace and stability in our region, especially in the South China Sea.
Dagdag pa ng ambassador, malaking tulong sa defense capabilities ng Pilipinas ang pagsasagawa ng joint patrols, lalo na't nakita natin ang sinapit ng Ukraine at ang paulit-ulit na pangaharas sa West Philippine Sea.
This is a reality that we have to face, that we have to be ready, and hopefully it will never happen, that if there is any conflict, we will be able to defend ourselves.
Isa rin sa mainit na usapin ngayon ay ang pagtatayo ng karagdagang EDCA site sa bansa. Bagamat wala pang lokasyon na inaanunsyo ang mga opisyal ng Pilipinas at US, umaalman na rito ang ilang mga senador.
I respect the opinion of many of our senators. We also have to be realistic, and we have to make informed judgments on many things. What is important for us is that we have to have a strong defense type of posture. And setting up these EDCA sites, it is part of our defense strategy. And our defense strategy obviously involves the United States. We cannot go around that. The senators, hopefully, will be in the right side of history.
Kasado na sa Abril ang pagpupulong ng mga defense at foreign affairs officials ng Pilipinas at ng Estados Unidos kung saan inaasahang mas magkakaroon ng malinaw na detalye ang joint patrol sa West Philippine Sea. Samantala ngayong buwan naman nakatakdang magpulong ang China at mga bansa sa ASEAN para pag-usapan ang South China Sea Code of Conduct. Tristan Odalo, CNN Philippines.
Hindi pa rin natatagpuan ang air ambulance na napaulat na nawawala sa Balabac, Palawan. Natagpuan kahapon ang isang punit-punit na unan sa karagatan. Pagmamay-ari ito ng pasyenteng sakay ng chopper na Yellow Bee ay na rin sa tiyuhin ng pasyente. Pero walang kumpirmasyon dito ang Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines. Nahanap din ng search and rescue team ang palutang-lutang na gas tank pero paglilinaw ng CAP na hindi ito galing sa nawawalang air ambulance. Miyerkules nang mawala ang chopper na nagsundo ng pasyente sa Mansi Island pero pasado alas 12 ng tanghali nang hindi na ito makontak. Patungo sana ang chopper sa Southern Palawan Provincial Hospital sa Brooks Point. Patuloy pa rin ang paghanap sa nawawalang Cessna plane sa Isabela. Ayon sa mga otoridad, sinusuyod na nila ang kabundukan ng Sierra Madre pero pahirapan pa rin ang aerial rescue operations dahil sa kapal ng ulap. Balakid din sa mga rescuer ang magubat at matarik na bundok. January 24 nang mawala ang Cessna plane na may sakay na 6, nag-take off ang eroplano sa Kawayan Airport at biyahe sana itong Makunakon. Matapos ang halos 2 linggong operasyon, naibaba na ang lahat ng mga labi ng 4 na biktima ng Cessna plane crash mula sa Mayon Volcano sa Albay. Ito-turn over ito sa mga otoridad para sa investigasyon. February 18 nang lumipad ang Cessna plane mula Bicol International Airport pero ilang minuto pa lang nawalan na ito ng contact sa air traffic control. Biyahe sana ang eroplano papuntang Maynila. Binawi na ng Makati City ang closure order nito laban sa Smart Communications main office doon. Ayon sa pahayag ng Smart, nagkaroon sila ng compromise agreement sa lokal na gobyerno ng Makati kahapon matapos nilang isumite ang accounting records patungkol sa kinita ng kumpanya. Isinara ng Makati ang headquarters ng telco giant noong Lunes dahil sa umano'y unpaid taxes nito na nagkakalaga na 3.2 billion pesos at kawalan ng business permit. Naialis ang higit 90,000 metric tons ng silt at basura sa San Juan River kasunod ng clean-up drive ng San Miguel Corporation o SMC. Ayon kay Ramon Ang, CEO at presidente ng SMC, lumuwag ang daluyan ng ilog na dating naharangan ng tambak na materyales mula sa kaliwat kanang construction activities. Ayon kay Ang, nasa kabuang 3.1 kilometers ang nalinis sa loob ng 4 na buwan. Kabilang dyan ang parte ng ilog mula Maynila, Mandaluyong, San Juan at Quezon City. Mula July 2021 hanggang Pebrero nitong taon, aabot na sa milyong metriko toneladang silt at waste ang natanggal ng SMC sa Pasig River. Layo ng cleanup drive na mabawasan ang pagbabaha sa Kamaynilaan at gumanda ang kalidad ng tubig sa mga ilog. Susunod, 2 MotoGP racer na kasalamuhan ng Pinoy racing fans. Silipin ang isang araw sa buhay ng Pinoy content creator na si Bretman Brock sa part 2 ng panayam sa kanya ng CNN Philippines. Manatiling nakatutok sa news namin.
DXKP Pagadian, ang inyong Radyo Ronda RPN. RPN Radio Philippines Network. Radio Philippines Network. Live to the world, pinaagi sa FB page karon. Mag-download na. Pinaagi sa Google Play og Apple Store, YouTube og Twitter. Alang sa mas kipakuskan nga mga balita, komentaryo, kasayuran og kalingawan. Ang mas kipakuskan nga inyong Radyo Ronda.
Member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
ang Newsnight sa CNN Philippines, gumawa ng bagong PBA record si Don Troliano sa 142-125 victory ng NLEX Road Warriors kontra Terra Firma Jeep sa Governor's Cup kahapon sa Araneta Coliseum. Kumamada ang Road Warriors guard ng career-high 44 points kasama ang 24 sa fourth quarter. Siyam na sunod-sunod na three-pointers din ang ipinasok niya mula 11 attempts. Ito na ngayon ang bagong record sa PBA matapos higitan ang 8 consecutive three-pointers ni na Triggerman Alan Caidic, Renren Ritualo at Von Pesumal. Ang lights-out performance rin na ito ang naging malaking dahilan para maitabla ng NLEX ang 23 triples na all-time record ng liga. Nasa fourth spot ngayon ng Road Warriors na may 7 wins at 3 losses at pinalakas ang tsansa sa twice-to-beat edge.
Hindi rin masyado nabibigyan ng playing time pero kita mo naman that layup breaking this game wide open.
Naka-recover naman ang Magnolia Chicken Templados hot shot sa mabagal nitong simula para makapasok sa quarterfinals mula sa 10-point deficit sa first quarter. Bumawi ang hot shots at lumamang pa minsan ng 30 puntos sa 129-109 win nito laban sa Northport Batang Pier. Sinandala ng hot shot si import Antonio Hester na may 28 points at 40 rebounds. May 5-4 slate ang hot shots habang sumadsad sa 2-7 ang Northport. Dalawang MotoGP racer ang nasa bansa ngayon bago magbukas ang isa na namang racing season. Nakasalamuhan ng Pinoy racing fans ang Yamaha Factory Racing Duo ni na 2021 MotoGP World Champion Fabio Quartararo at Italian racer Franco Morbidelli sa Pasay. Sa panayam ng CNN Philippines, ibinahagi ng dalawa na sa tamang suporta ay hindi malabong balang araw ay magkaroon ng Pinoy racer sa MotoGP.
If a rider really wants to be in MotoGP, of course, depends on which country he is more difficult or not, but if he have a support from the team, from a country like Philippines, I think that he can arrive and never give up. I think is the most important word you have to keep in your mind, and you have to suffer to be out there, and then is only having fun.
I hope for the Filipinos fans, and I hope for this beautiful country that one day you will have a Filipino rider to cheer. You are already on a good path.
Ay naman sa Yamaha Philippines, tiyak na ma-inspire ang Pinoy racers sa pagdating ng dalawa.
Napakalaking bagay on our part and also in the Philippine industry kasi ma-inspire yung mga riders natin kumbaga yung mga kumakarera dito sa Pilipinas. So mas mabubush yung pangarap nila na mas galingan pa.
Bukod sa meet and greet ngayong araw, pwede ring makasama ng fans ang dalawa bukas sa Apex Arrival sa Clark International Speedway. Mula YouTube hanggang Instagram, milyon-milyon ang netizens na sinusubaybayan ng iba't ibang vlog at post ni Pinoy content creator Bretman Rock. Pero sino nga ba ang Hawaii-based online sensation ito? Behind the scenes, ang detalye niya nihatid sa atin ni Sam Sanuani. Sam.
Tia, kapag hindi siya nagko-collaborate kasama ang mga bigating designer at celebrity tulad ni Rihanna, gusto lang din ni Bretman Rock na makasama ang mga kakaiba niyang alaga, gaya ng mga manok at peacock. Nang makapanayam ko ang award-winning social media star, kwento niya kung ano nga ba ang isang day in his life. Nasa bansa si Bretman para sa mga book signing event bukas sa SM Mega Mall at sa linggo sa SM Mall of Asia. Ito ang part 2 ng interview ko kasama siya.
Can you share with us your experience, what it was like moving to the States as a non-binary Filipino?
Yes, moving to the States, I feel like thank you. Oh my gosh. I always realized I was very non-binary because my inang lola would always tell people like, God, this is, ito yung nagwapo and napintas kong anak. She would always introduce me to people like that. So I obviously took that from her. And I'm always like, yeah, girl, I am beautiful and handsome at the same time.
Yes.
And like, I truly made that my whole personality. But moving to States as a non-binary person and like kind of, it's really interesting because like obviously I I didn't have access to like toy stores, but like it was in the States where I went to Toys R Us and I was like, oh my god, the boys and the girl toys are like separated. When at home I was playing with my sister's Barbies, but they were like in with my soldiers as well. So I was always allowed to play with all different types of toys, and it was so weird to see gender role happening in real time and like realizing that there is gender roles when I moved to America at such a young age. And I think not that I made it my mission to like, you know, knock that down, but I did make it kind of like my mission to kind of like not conform to it.
Right.
And I think I did a pretty well job with that, because
Yeah.
even when I was a kid, I had like my girlfriends and I also had my boyfriend, like not my boyfriends, but like I hung out with the girls and I would also play tag with the boys, and then I would do like recess with the girls, jump ropes with them, and then I'd do dodgeball with the boys. So I was always like Mr. Aloha, and I've always like embodied both genders, like so like without even thinking about it.
And it goes well with the Hawaiian spirit.
Period.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
So walk us through a day in the life of Bretman Sakayan.
Yes. The day in my life in Hawaii, I definitely am such a morning person. I developed that because I actually don't know how I developed that. I think my ex just broke up with me and I started sleeping early. So, and I also started doing the good morning. So I made that my thing. Anyways, I would wake up at 6:30 and I'd walk all of my dogs and I'd get in my ice plunge. I eat my breakfast.
Oh, you do ice bath?
Yes, I do ice bath now. It's my new thing. I do it every 7:30 to 8. Not the whole
minutes.
no, girl.
Oh, okay.
It's just in that time.
Okay.
Just in that time frame. Then I eat my breakfast, go to the gym, and then I do like, you know, my stories and stuff like that, and then I just carry on about my day. I love what I do because I feel like I have such a freedom of like, you know, doing what I love, and I'm so privileged to be able to say that. But truly, after the gym, I'm all ears, girl. I'm like, what's next? I just do like so many random things, girl. Like side quests, really.
Right. You also have chickens.
I have chickens. I have 44 of them. They're also part of my
44. Wow.
Yes, but if my HOA is watching, I only have 20. Because apparently in my neighborhood, we're only allowed to have 20 chickens.
But you kept all.
I have
The other
44, but I
20.
have miniature chickens, so it's like I feel like 2 would count as 1. You know?
Yeah.
But also, who's gonna come to my house and count?
Like, right, yeah.
I'm not gonna let y'all
So they're
in.
doing good.
Yeah, they're doing good. And I have 5 dogs. I have 2 tortoises, 2 turtles, 3 cats, and 2 peacocks.
Oh, wow.
Girl,
Full house.
Girl, trust. I think it's also because I grew up in a farm.
Yeah.
And I just, like in my whole
Feels
entire
like home.
yes, I have to take care of something. Like if there's something I was put in this world for besides entertaining, I would say to take care of things.
Pets.
Not people. I hate people. I love taking care of pets and plants.
Oh,
like I'm
a
like
plantita.
Yes, I'm a plantita girl. I have all of it, girl. All the variegated stuff I got. I'd be putting Miss Jinx for a run for her money, girl.
But in all seriousness, you really paved the way for the Filipino community, the LGBTQIA plus Filipino community here, and thank you for that.
Thank you.
Do you have any message to your Filipino fans on pursuing their dreams?
Hi mga bakla. I would just say, just keep being unapologetically bakla. And I feel like the world is watching, girl. CNN Philippines is watching. You never know who's watching. And I believe that all the baklas are meant to be a star. So be the baddest star that you are meant to be, I think.
Yes, that's great advice. So right now you've released your own book. You've worked with the biggest designers. What's next for Bretman Rock?
Oh my gosh, I love this question because everybody asks me what's next. And I love to take this time to manifest also, so thank you for asking and giving me the space to manifest.
I do that as well.
But yes, I think now we're on TV. I feel like what's next is the movies, girl. I'm ready for a bigger screen for Bretman Rock. And I think after this book, which really truly was so energetically like draining, honestly, because I talk about like so many traumatic stuff. I think I'm excited to have a break, but I'm also excited to just hone in on like my acting and take some improv classes and writing. Writing, not a book, but like writing shows and writing
also.
Journaling. Yes, that. So yeah, I feel like the world is my oyster, girl.
Well, we'd all love
And
to see
I'm
Bretman Rock on the big screen.
Thank you. I can't wait. I feel like my first movie, I would love to film something here, you know. I don't know. I would love to come home and live my artista life for like a couple years and then go back to
Go back to Hawaii.
Yeah. And I can miss my dogs.
So before we go, just to get to know you a bit more, can you complete the sentence
Yes.
for us?
In Tagalog or?
No, just English.
Oh, okay.
Just
Oof,
English.
girl, 'cause I don't know
One,
much.
one in Tagalog.
Okay,
Rest
okay,
in
okay.
English.
Hit me.
Okay. The 3 words I would use to describe Bretman Rock are.
The 3 words that I would describe Bretman Rock is beautiful, duh. I would also say baddie and booty.
Booty.
Beautiful baddie with a booty.
3 B's.
Yes, yes.
Okay, next. The first thing I did when I got back to the Philippines is.
Besides nap, what was the first thing I did when I came here? Oh my gosh, I ate polvoron. Like I ate like all the snacks they gave me. I ate like pillows. I ate. Period. You know, like in
Like the
true
Filipinos
Filipino
do.
style, girl, I
Exactly.
ate.
The last movie I watched was.
It was with the PBB people. It was just in the movies with the pal. I forgot the title, but the first word
Manananggal.
is manananggal ng hati ang puso. Something like that. It was really cute. The acting. Next question.
Okay, here, Tagalog. Kilala ako ng mga kaibigan ko bilang.
Kilala ako ng mga kaibigan ko bilang you really thought you had me, girl. Bilang I feel like my friends always associate me as a main character and I'm very delusional in that way. So I would say bilang bida. They always
love
yeah,
that.
I'm always that like I'm always the leader of my group, even in my girlfriend's group. And yeah, I'm just the main character.
I
Period.
love that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
You're such an
you.
inspiration.
Oh my
to
God,
us
Sam,
all.
stop, girl. I love you.
Thank you. It was
for
great
doing
meeting
this.
you.
I can't wait to see this on TV.
At yan ang updates para sa Showbiz Spotlight at Screen Time para sa araw na to. Balik sa'yo, Pia.
I love Bretman Rock. Don't you just love him, Sam? Wow, 44 chickens, 5 dogs, ang dami. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Sam Sadwani. Binigyang pugay naman ng Google ang isa sa mga tinitingalang Pinoy na manunulat at guro, si Paz Marquez Benitez. Sa kanyang kaarawan ngayon, siya nasa harap ng binagong logo sa website. At kung i-click ang Google Doodle, iba't ibang impormasyon ay ipapakita ukol sa nagsulat ng unang modern short story sa Ingles dito sa bansa na Dead Stars. Itinuturing na mahalaga ang naging kontribusyon niya sa literatura at sa kasaysayan ng mga kababaihang manunulat. Pumanaw si Benitez noong 1983. At yan ang mga kailangan ninyong malaman ngayong Biyernes, March 3, 2023. Magkita-kita ulit tayo sa Lunes dito sa CNN Philippines. Ako si Pia Ontiveros at ito ang Newsnight.